we do? Stand up and fight. Teaching Palestine is a right. What do we do? Stand up and fight.
I'm the director and senior scholar in the Arab and Muslim Ethnicities and Diaspora Studies program. RABAB, ABDUL, HADI.
Okay, why are we out here today?
Well, we are here because I'm being sued by the Lawfare Project, which is a pro-Israeli, they call themselves the legal arm of the pro-Israeli community. They said, their executive director actually said that they're going to make the enemy pay. And the enemy, they mean those of us who are teaching, researching, and advocating for justice for Palestine.
What is your message?
Well, my message is that this is a bogus law case. It's actually frivolous. There is all the stuff that's in it. Everything they keep saying is on information and belief. The first time they put 24 references, now they have almost 40 references, and there is no evidence whatsoever. And this is a lawsuit that's actually wasting the time of the courts. It's wasting the time of the people, and it's only intended to intimidate, bully, and smear advocates for justice in Palestine. It's like McCarthyism. This is new McCarthyism. So we are here to reject it. We are here to say that this is not going to be okay, and we're going to defeat it.
What is your message to the college?
My message to the university is that we would like the university to stand by the advocacy and research and scholarship on Palestinian, Arab, and Muslim communities. This is not something that is special interest. It is something that concerns everybody in these volatile times, in these times where there is racism, white supremacy, Nazism, anti-Semitism that is going on. It's really, really important for us to spread the message for justice. Justice for Palestine is part of the indivisibility for justice.
And what do you hope to accomplish inside this afternoon?
I'm hoping that we will defeat them, and we're hoping that the judge will dismiss the court and send them back and send the message to the whole community that it is not okay to silence people, to deprive them from freedom of speech, to deprive us from our right to teach, study, and work in a safe environment. Of course, yeah.
So
who you are?
I'm with the Examiner, Laura Wax.
Oh, you're.
Yeah, I just spoke with.
Okay, Liz. Yes,
so
yes.
I just wanted to ask,
Sure,
you've been the target of several
Yes.
attacks on
Yes.
campus as well, not physical attacks, but attacks in terms of protesting. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more and how that has created maybe?
Yes, I have. This has been going on for many years. This actually has been. This has been going on at San Francisco State for many years. I personally has been targeted since 2013.
Is that when you came to campus?
I came to the San Francisco State in 2007, but before I came, I was targeted by David Horowitz and his front page in 2006 because I signed a statement against Israeli bombing of Lebanese civilians, and so he had already targeted me. It turns out that many pro-Israeli groups here had lobbied the university not to hire me. I was hired. I came. We started the Palestinian mural. We started the program, and we initiated. Now, 10 years from now, we have a program. We have an academic program. We have the Edward Said Scholarship. We have an agreement with the Najah National University in Palestine, and they don't seem to be happy with that. This is my lawyers, by the way. They don't seem to be happy about that. So this has been continuous targeting, again and again and again. I've been accused of misusing university funds. The university did 3 audits, and each one of them turned out to be incorrect. It didn't work out. Then David Horowitz has put 3 sets of posters on campuses, wanted posters, to intimidate us and scare us, and basically really bully us. And then there was Campus Watch, which is another Islamophobe, Daniel Pipes, who was one of the leading Islamophobes by the Southern Poverty Law Center, also tried to stop the agreement we have with Najah National University in September, and now we have the lawsuit. So it doesn't stop.
Do you think that San Francisco State has been targeted because of its history as well with ethnic studies and some of the...
Definitely. I always say that our program is in the spirit of 68. We are part of the legacy of 1968 when students rose up to revise the curriculum, to make the curriculum relevant to their lives. What we are doing today in the Arab and Muslim Studies program is to actually bring up a new way of understanding about Arab communities, Muslim communities, Palestinian communities that reflects the experiences, just like 68 reflects the experiences of the communities, that does not advance Islamophobia but makes people actually understand more what's going on. And apparently the pro-Israeli groups are not happy about that. So they would like to undermine the program program. And what they are also doing is they are actually trying to muddy the waters by presenting it as if everything that is critical of Israel is anti-Semitism, which also negates the history of Jews. Historically, Jews actually have never been a consensus around the question of Israel. So,
as a professor and as an authoritative figure on campus, would you say that all students have the same rights to protest, to hold meetings, to be in...
Of course.
Free speech, not hate speech. Free speech, not hate speech.
Thanks, everyone. My name is James Martell, and I'm the chapter president of the California Faculty Association at San Francisco State. And it's really great to see all you people, and I absolutely believe no hate at SF State. I just wanted to tell you very quickly that we passed a resolution at our last executive board meeting where we noted that Professor Abdulhadi has been investigated several times for anti-Semitism, and each time she was completely exonerated, so that, as I explained infinite times to the administration, these internal investigations are themselves a form of harassment and just part of the process of silencing her rather than a neutral arbitration or anything like that. We also, in the resolution, we demanded that Professor Abdulhadi be protected in a real way and not just in a formal way from this kind of vicious postering attacks and hate crimes by David Horowitz. But you see that terrible poster. We also asked and demanded that 2 positions be given to her for Ahmed Studies, which she was promised from the very beginning when she's never been given, as well as staff and resources to run it as a standalone program. And we just further ask that they protect academic freedom in general, because I see this as an existential threat against San Francisco State. If they destroy Professor Abdulhadi, they destroy all of us, because the best thing about San Francisco State are people like her, about ethnic studies program. It's what makes us unique and special, so it makes me very proud, and I want to stand with you.
Hi, I'm also a member of the union, and I'm a member of the executive board of the California Scholars for Academic Freedom, which is an organization that represents more than 200 scholars here in California. And we also have passed numerous resolutions in support of our colleague and friend, Professor Abdulhadi. I want to make very clear that what's happening here with this lawsuit is an attempt to use the law to intimidate and harass and silence faculty. This is not what the law is supposed to be for. The law is supposed to be to protect those who are under attack. And here the law is used by those who are powerful, by the bullies, to silence those who are speaking against injustices, to silence those who are speaking against racism, against Islamophobia, and they have made it very clear. What's happening in this case with Rabab and San Francisco State is a test ground, because they're not only going after San Francisco State, they're going after San Francisco State because this is a university that created the College of Ethnic Studies through an unprecedented, massive strike of students and faculty in this country, and because it is a university that has a college that is questioning the kind of education and knowledge that is produced in universities. And so when they're targeting our colleague, they're also targeting directly the College of Ethnic Studies. They're targeting all of the faculty that want to do radical thinking, critical thinking, that to be united with the community. And if we lose this, all of us are going to be next. And so we need to understand this is not just for standing in solidarity with our colleagues that want to just fight for justice in Palestine. This is to stand in solidarity for our right to have free speech, especially when free speech is questioning the right of the powerful, the interest of the powerful. And this is very important that we start together and that we defeat this lawsuit, because for us, this is not a question of anti-Semitism. This is a question of bullying. There's not a single proof that there is anti-Semitism in the scholarship or in anything our colleague is involved in. This has to do with an attempt to silence her. So I think it's very important that we're here today. It's very important that the charges get dismissed, because there are no grounds for these charges. There are no grounds for these charges. They just are trying to intimidate us, and we have shown in this country that when we organize and fight back, we can win, and this is what we're going to do here today. So thank you very much.
That's what we are. Hey guys, we are from the General Union of Palestine Students, and we are here today because we are going to resist the criminalization and the attacks on us. We have been hit with student conduct proceedings. We have been hit with unfair administrative meetings. We have been hit with shutting down our events for no reason. We have been hit with making our organizer the most complicated on our campus. We are basically being criminalized for being Palestinian. The university wants to not have a GUPS on campus and instead create a liberal, free vision of what SF State really isn't. As GUPS, every day is a struggle for us. We have the Zionist students taking pictures of us tabling. We have the Zionist students coming into our office and harassing us. We have random people at the university knocking on our door accusing us of being anti-Semitic. This lawsuit is not only frivolous and unfair, but it creates a hostile climate for Palestinian, Arab, and Muslim students to be on campus and to exist. We stand here today not only in support with our advisor, Professor Abdulhadi, but with support for defending Palestinian, Arab, and Muslim students to be on campus. We will not be intimidated because GUPS continues to be successful. The more we get attacked, the more people come to our meetings. The more we get attacked, the more people want to interview us and put us out there. So thank you to the Zionists for attacking us because you just make us more well known. We are also going to stand strong and not be intimidated. No matter how much the university wants to shut us down, we will never shut down. GUPS has been existing at San Francisco State since the late 60s, and we will continue to be there. The next generation will be part of GUPS. The next generations will learn Palestine in classrooms, and no one will silence us and defeat us on our own campus.
So I'm Liz Jackson. I'm from Palestine Legal. We do legal representation for Palestine activists across the country. This is clear. This lawsuit is the culmination of a years-long suppression campaign targeting Dr. Abdulhadi, targeting GUPS, targeting anyone who wants to ask a critical question about Israeli policy or put their voice out there for Palestinian freedom. The Lawfare Project is the lead attorney on the case. Brooke Goldstein is the lead attorney on the papers. She has been very clear about what her intention is. This is a bullying, frivolous lawsuit to, quote, make the enemy pay. On their website, they define lawfare as abusing the legal system to accomplish military ends. She said Palestinians don't exist. You're here, you exist, you have academic freedom and free speech rights. They won't succeed because you have those rights. And there are so many of us here to defend you. I think next is Spirit of 68.
We want to really welcome Terry Collins, who was part of the 68 strike, and he, doesn't totally like to speak, but he has a lot to say, and he has been part of the core support for Dr. Rabab from the beginning. So let's welcome Terry.
As you see, I don't like attention, but one of the things like this, if you look historically, this is something that just didn't happen. We can go back in the 50s and find out what happened in the 50s. Look historically. A good thing to right now, if we look at Al Jazeera and talk about the Balfour Declaration, when about something you can sit and check that out. But right now, basically, San Francisco State, in my opinion, is like the Haiti of the country, the Haiti of the rest of these universities, because that's where it started. We tried to do something there then. And the basic thing we needed at that time was the community. And right now, in my opinion, we got to really get out to the community and bring a lot of the people come in. It's not about the academic, because once they move on, Ahmed should have been there 20 or 30 years ago, really. But so once they move on Ahmed, right, the rest of them is going to be moved on also. So this is just the beginning. When they move on Dr. Rabab, the rest of us is on the way, being moved on. So that's going to be a protracted struggle. And protracted struggle means it's ongoing. And I don't want to say what else got to be a protracted struggle. You know what I'm talking about. A protracted struggle is ongoing, using any means necessary.
Great.
My name is Mark Kleiman.
Push the button here.
I thought I was pushing the button.
There. Now you got it.
Okay. There. Okay. Let's see if this...
We're
all getting feedback. Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay. My name is Mark Kleiman. With me today is my friend and colleague and comrade, Nam Garagosli. We are here doing this case to defend Dr. Abdulhadi and to defend the principles of free speech and pro-Palestinian political speech here in San Francisco. The attack on Dr. Abdulhadi and the attack on activism at San Francisco State is part of what is both a statewide and in fact a nationwide assault on the rights of people to speak up on behalf of Palestinian human and civil rights. The people who have perpetrated this suit is a group called Lawfare. Lawfare admits that its goal is to, quote, inflict massive punishment, close quote, on critics of Israel and supporters of Palestinian rights. That's not just from something we think they mean. They actually said that in a speech to their donors. Their head lawyer, the president of their group, who is on the pleadings in this case, has stated that. When you look at what they plan to do, if they are allowed to, they want to interrogate Dr. Abdulhadi and everyone else, and this is almost a direct quote, on, quote, positions taken, close quote, on the mural that is up at on campus, on the cooperative agreement with Al-Naj University in Palestine, and things that have nothing at all to do even remotely with the things they are saying happened to them on campus. The idea that criticism of Israel somehow magically translates into criticism of Jews and anti-Semitism is a vicious distortion and an utter lie. If there's one thing we have learned from Steve Bannon, if there's one thing we have learned from Richard Spencer, it is possible to be both a Zionist and anti-Semitic at the same time, which is amazing to me. What we have here is an attempt to muzzle political speech by recharacterizing it and redefining it as something that is illegal and something is hate speech. It is shameful when the real hate speech that is going on, the real mislabeling of Dr. Abdulhadi and of other faculty and of students on campus as, quote, terrorist supporters is allowed to stay up. The David Horowitz Center put up posters attacking Dr. Abdulhadi with her likeness on them, showing the names of other students and the images of students and faculty members. Those stay up. Nobody touches them. When progressive students put chalk on sidewalks, that gets washed away immediately. Why is there this kind of a double standard? Why is there such a fear and such a fright when people speak up for the rights of Palestinians? We are here to defend that right. We are here to protect Dr. Abdulhadi and her colleagues. And even if this case does not get thrown out today, we are confident that it will get thrown out, and we will press on until she is fully vindicated and these people are held to account for what they've tried to do to her and her colleagues. Thank you.
Yes. So now I'd like to ask a representative of the Arab Resource and Organizing Committee to come up and say a few words.
You know, today is an attack, this court hearing and what's happening at SF State is an attack on Dr. Rabab Abdulhadi. It's an attack on Ahmed, our Arab, Muslim, and Ethnicities and Diasporas program. It's an attack on the General Union of Palestine students and all the work that has gone in building a foundation at SF State that actually reflects international solidarity, social justice, and everything, the antithesis to hate. And what's happening is this attack is not just on Arabs and Palestinians, it's not just on Dr. Rabab Abdulhadi, it's an attack on all of us who are committed to social justice, all of us who are committed to SF State, continuing to embody the history of the Third World liberation struggle and fight, to continuing to embody the values of ethnic studies, and to continue to fight back against fascism and racism and white supremacy in this moment. So while they continue to fight us every time we build something, whether it's an Ahmed program, whether it's continuing to support the students of the General Union of Palestine students, whether it's continuing to hold and uphold ethnic studies programs, they see this as a threat to them, a threat to their attempt to silence us, to wipe us off the face of the earth, and to continue this fascist agenda. And what we say is every time you fight us, we will fight back. Whether it's in the courtrooms or the streets, we are ready to come together. And what we see today around here is everyone in the Bay Area, San Francisco, different communities outside and inside of campus, coming together to say we will defend Dr. Rabab Abdulhadi, we will defend the General Union of Palestine students, because defending them is defending our principles and values of social justice and the world that we want to fight for in San Francisco and everywhere. So thank you on behalf of the Arab and Muslim community for being here, and thank you all for standing shoulder to shoulder with us as we continue to build a society that is embodying the history and the legacy of people who fought for us to be able to be here and fought for us to be able to have Ahmed in ethnic studies. Thank you.
Welcoming Deej from Quit.
So Queers Undermining Israeli Terrorism formed 17 years ago and to support the Second Intifada and the right of return for all Palestinians. And we have been confronting these Zionist bullies all that time. They target us because we're queer, and they believe that we are interfering with their message that they are the, quote, only democracy in the region, which they say is proven by their acceptance of gay people into their military. Israel isn't a democracy, and queer people serving in imperialist armies isn't liberation. The brutality and war the Zionists impose upon Palestine are in the U.S. as bullying attempts to exert hegemony in the Jewish community over queers and in the university, and on attacks on Muslims and Arabs. We join with everyone here in supporting the rights of faculty, students, and staff to challenge the Zionist assertions, to demand actual academic freedom and free speech, not hate speech, for the fascists. And we support Dr. Abdulhadi. She should not be sued. She should be celebrated. Thank you.
Now I'd like to ask Jamal to come up and speak from Arab Cultural and Community Center.
Does that work? Yes. So our lawyers are saying that this is a frivolous lawsuit, and in legal terms it is. There's no evidence in it. It's essentially evidence-free. The claim is that there's an atmosphere of anti-Semitism on campus at San Francisco State and at other California campuses. But studies have shown and surveys have shown repeatedly that there is no such climate. But what they are alleging and what there is at San Francisco State is activism for Palestine and criticism of the actions of the State of Israel, and they are saying that that is anti-Semitic. And so that from a legal point of view, this is frivolous, and hopefully it'll be thrown out today, but it will be thrown out pretty soon, one way or another. But in a larger sense, it's not frivolous at all. This is part of a major campaign, a serious campaign. They're fighting it in the legislature to get laws passed and resolutions passed saying that criticism of Israel is anti-Semitic. They are taking actions on other campuses, closing professorial positions and not hiring for positions that they had, like at San Francisco State, where Professor Abdulhadi is supposed to have 2 other professors and a support staff to make the Department of Arab and Muslim Ethnicities and Diasporas, which is her program, to make that go, and they've never done it. Instead, they attack Palestinian students and the Ahmed program. So it's not frivolous in that sense. It's a big issue. It's in Sacramento, it's in the streets, it's in the media, and I'm glad everybody's here to take a side in.
Thank you. I mean, there isn't much to add to describe what's happening here with the lawsuit. Definitely this is a bullying case, but I want to say something very simple. The Zionists have been trying to silence us since 1948. The Zionists have been trying to ethnically cleanse us since 1948. We are still here. And this lawsuit is an extension of the bullying, the occupation, the ethnic cleansing, silencing the opposition that's happening in Palestine right now by Israel, and somehow it found its way right here in San Francisco in the United States. I think probably I would be remiss not to thank you all on behalf of Dr. Rabab Abdulhadi. Thank all the communities who have shown up here to show support. I mean, look around you here, you'll see members of the Jewish community, JVP, the LGBTQ community right here supporting, and the 68 strikers. Palestinians, Arabs, Muslims, Christians, every ethnicity they're all standing in support of Dr. Rabab Abdulhadi and in support of academic freedom.
Hello everyone, my name is Labna. I'm from the Palestinian Youth Movement. I think we're all freezing, but I think we're all freezing for a reason. So I really want to applaud everybody for taking the time and being out here today to not only defend Professor Rabab Abdulhadi and the ongoing fight for academic freedom, but also to support the legacy of many people in our movement. I think that Professor is one portion of a larger thing of what the lawfare is essentially trying to demonize and to try to silence, and more particularly when it comes to Palestinian students and Palestinian voices across campuses all over the United States. Not only is this our right to defend freedom of speech, but it's also our right to be able to criticize the state of Israel. To criticize the state of Israel and not only being attacked under that, but also being able to criticize the state of Israel and to not have repercussions of those that are condemning the violent state of Israel, that are abusing Palestinians on the inside, that are abusing Palestinians in the diaspora in terms of organizing across campuses all over the U.S. and to really galvanize our voices. One of the things that I'm an alum from San Francisco State, and one of the things that have actually given us power and voice has actually been the Ahmed program, the Arab Muslim ethnicities and diaspora program that has been able to essentially hone in on our politics and to really create something on campuses in order for people to look forward to and in order for people to be really critical about the conditions at San Francisco State University as well.
2, 4, 6, 8, drop the lawsuit, stop the hate. 2, 4, 6, 8, drop the lawsuit, stop the hate. 2, 4, 6, 8, drop the lawsuit, stop the hate.